A look at a more traditional side of China, our tour took us to 3 cities, Suzhou, Wuxi, and Hangzhou, where we visited their traditional houses and gardens from different time periods. We also visited factories that made some of China's most sought-after art forms and resources. Come along with me as I take you on our trip. After flying into Shanghai, we were greeted by our driver at the airport, which for the next 3 days drove us from city to city. Our first stop was Suzhou, often referred to as the Venice of the East, as it's known for its canals, bridges, and classical gardens. So our tour guide just told us that Suzhou, I don't know if I'm saying it right, is over 3,000 years old, and the retreat park, what's this called? And this garden that we're in is 300 years old. The large mansion in the couple's retreat garden was very well preserved, with all original furnishings. I love how ornate the designs are. This is called the Moon Gate. The garden itself was spectacular. There was so much details everywhere that it kept my eyes darting all over the place. As you walk through the garden, it feels very private because of all the vertical growth of the greenery and observatory areas. Then we visited the silk embroidery factory. It was really cool because I didn't even know this art form existed at all. Fun fact, did you know Suzhou is the world's center for silk embroideries? Yep, they love it there. The next day, we visited the silk making factory. This is a large machine that harnesses individual silk threads from cocoons. I'm not sure what chemicals they use to break it down with, but it definitely stunk.
You can never make up home. Actually, this one, we can also use this one to make a bulletproof vest.
This factory tour was very well planned, as the first-hand experiences made it very fun. Then, of course, at the end of the tour, we were introduced to the stores and gift shops. Our last stop was a boat ride down the Grand Canal in Suzhou. Fun fact, did you know that this is the longest man-made canal in the world? With the oldest part being more than 2,000 years old. And it runs from Beijing, which is northern China, all the way to Hangzhou in the south. That's pretty cool, guys.
That's what we're kind of in right now. That was
fun. We are now in the city of Wuxi, where we visited another historical house. Even though it was beautiful, I was less captivated with it compared to the first one, probably because I was numbed from seeing them back to back. What an impressive garden! It had lakes on 3 of its sides, and it was so serene. Strolling down the garden. Nice opening. This garden was very different than the couple's retreat garden because it had lots of open spaces, so everything was built more spread out instead of upwards. It's factory time! We got to learn about pearls this time. Fun fact, did you know that pearls are made from foreign objects that made its way into the oyster, causing it to spit out chemicals that coat the foreign object, and voila, that's how you get a pearl. Pretty cool, hey?
Real pearl. When you rub 2 pearls together, you always get a powder. And after rubbing, nothing happens with the pearl. The pearl's still shining, no damage, no scratch. That's the real pearls. But fake pearls, when you rub 2 pearls together, you feel them very smooth, very slippery, no powder. That's the imitation, the fake one.
And of course, we picked out a pair of earrings for my mom at the end. Our last city was Hangzhou, where we visited the Leifeng Pagoda. It was built over 1,000 years ago and collapsed in 1924, but it was rebuilt in 2002, which is what it looks like now. The old remains can be seen here and is preserved in the middle of the pagoda. We're going up to the 3rd floor to have another view of the pagoda. The top 2 floors have decks that offer 365-degree views of the city. It was spectacular. It is so beautiful. Our last factory tour is of a tea plantation, where they are famous for their pan-roasted green tea. The most interesting part was how they packaged the tea leaves. It's crazy how they got all that tea into a small container. Tighter, pack it harder. Yeah, there you go. Our first night out partying. Being so Asian.
I mean, when in Asia, right?
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video of my tour to these 3 beautiful cities. If you've been here before, tell me about your experiences below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. See you soon!